Hello and welcome everybody to this top of the table Battle League game clash, which sees Han Solo take on Luke Skywalker. So Han Solo is of course riding in the YT-1300. He has the Millennium Falcon upgrade card, he has C-3PO, engine upgrade, crackshot and gunner. And against him today is Luke Skywalker in the X-Wing with R2-D2 and Biggs Darklighter in an X-Wing with R2-F2. So Han Solo is the home team and he gets to roll for asteroids. He gets a 6 on the asteroids. He's the home team, so he gets to re-roll, and he is going to re-roll. And he ends up with a 12. So 12 asteroids will be on the field. That is a poor roll for Han Solo. He should have stuck with 6. So here is asteroid placement, and this is the first game ever where we've had 12 asteroids on the field. Han Solo has set up just off centre, and Luke and Biggs are over there. Luke is on the left, Biggs is on the right, and they're just off centre as well, trying to avoid any asteroids that they can. And so it's on to round 1. So dolls are placed and it's Biggs to go first. Biggs is going 3 forwards. That takes him to there, and for his action he's going to focus. Luke is up next and Luke is going 4 forwards. So that takes Luke to there and he's also focusing for his action. So Han is up last and Han is going 4 forwards. So that takes Han to there and he's just going to focus for his action. So it's the end of the round because no one is in range of each other, and this is where they all are, and this is where the asteroids are as close to them as possible. So let's go on to the second round. So it's on to the second round and Biggs is up first. He's just doing a soft bank to the 3 left. So that takes him to there, and for his action he is using R2-F2. So Luke is up next, and Luke is also doing a soft bank to the 3 left. So that Luke has hit the first asteroid of the game with that, and he rolls the dice, but it's a blank, so no damage is taken. Last to move is Han, and Han is doing a hard left 1. So that takes Han to there, and Han is using an evade for his action. So Han is shooting first. I've determined that they're just within range 1 of each other. So Han gets 4 shots for range 1. Biggs using R2-F2 gets 3 evades. And so let's see what happens. Han rolls all 4 hits, and Biggs rolls 1 evade and a focus and a miss. So Biggs receives 3 damage from that opening salvo. That means he loses both of his shields and he takes 1 damage. So it's on to Luke. Luke's shooting it back at Han. And Luke gets 3 attacks because it's at range 2. And Luke gets 2 hits and a critical. Han gets 1 evade dice. He's going to use his C-3PO token. He guesses 0. And he guesses 0, so he gets 1 evade. 2 shots have gone through. So Han, he loses 2 of his shields. So Biggs is now shooting at Han at range 1. He gets 4 attack dice. He gets a critical, a hit and 2 blanks. Han guesses 0. No, he doesn't. He hasn't got C-3PO anymore. So Han just rolls and he gets a focus, so that's nothing, but he does have 1 evade token still, so only 1 shot goes through. So Han there loses another 1 of his shields. So this is what it looks like at the end of the round. this is where everyone's positioned, and you can see the asteroids right near to them, and it's on to the next round. So at the start of the next round, Biggs is going first, and he is doing a soft bank to the 1 right. That takes him to there, and for his action, he is using R2, F2 again. Luke is up next, and Luke is just going 1 forwards. That takes Luke to there, and he has flown off the asteroid. Since he's flown through it, he doesn't get to do an action, and he has to take a test. He's a focus, so nothing happens. Han is up last, and Han is doing a hard bank to the 2 right. So Han doesn't get to complete the move because it starts about 3/4 of the way through Biggs and Luke. That's where he'd finish, so he just bumps straight into Biggs, and yeah, they can't shoot one another. So Han can't shoot at Biggs, so Biggs' ability doesn't activate, and so he starts shooting at Luke, who's at range 1. Han gets 4 attack dice. He gets a focus, a hit and 2 blanks, so 1 hit. Luke at range 1 gets 2 evade dice. He gets a blank and a focus, but with Luke's ability, he can change 1 focus to an evade, and so no damage is taken. So Luke shoots back at Han at range 1. Luke gets 4 attack dice. He gets a blank, a critical and 2 hits. Han gets 1 evade dice, and he says 0 using C3PO, but he gets 1 evade. So 2 hits go through. So 2 hits go through, and Han has no shields left. So we're just doing a little correction and backtracking. Han has the gunner ability, and that basically means that any time he doesn't get a hit through, he's allowed to re-roll. So Han is still shooting back at Luke. He has his 4 shots for range 1, and he has a hit, a critical and a focus. Luke gets 2 evade dice. He gets an evade and a focus, so gets to change the focus to an evade, and no damage is still taken. So this is where we are at the end of the round, and damage taken that one. Han has lost all of his shields. He's now down to 8 hull points. There was no damage to the X-Wings, but Luke has still both his shields and all his hull. Biggs has no shields and only 2 hull remaining. On to the next round. So it's on to the next round, and Biggs is up first. He's doing a hard 2 to the right. That takes Biggs to there, and for his action, he is using R2, F2. So Luke is up next, and Luke is doing a 4K turn. That takes Luke to there, and for his action, he's going to target lock the Millennium Falcon. So Han moves last, and Han is doing a soft bank to the right, 3. So that unfortunately lands Han on an asteroid, and he gets to take no action and has to do a test, but it's a focus, and so no damage is taken. So Han is shooting at Biggs at range 1. He gets 4 attack dice. He gets 3 attacks and a blank. Biggs gets 3 evade dice because of R2, F2. And Biggs gets 1 evade. So Biggs receives 2 damage there, and that is enough to remove the remainder of his hull points. So Biggs is removed from play. So we have a quick amendment there, and Luke is stressed, of course, so he can't target lock. That's the quick amendment. It hasn't affected the game to this point. So Luke is shooting at Han at range 3. He gets 3 hits. He gets 2 hits and a focus. Han gets 2 evade dice and he gets his 1 on C3PO. But he gets 2 evades anyway, so no damage is taken. So this is how the game looks at the moment, at the end of the round. Han took out Biggs. Biggs lost all his hull from Han shooting. And Han is currently resting on a rock, on an asteroid. And Luke is stressed from the 4K turn. He's chasing down Han. And Han received no damage and Luke received no damage that round. So it's on to the next round. So it's on to another round and Luke is up first. Oh. He's just going to go 2 straight forwards. So that takes Luke to there. I have moved him back after the little nudge and put him in the right place. And for his action, he's going to target lock Han in the Millennium Falcon. So Han is up next. And Han is doing a 3K turn. So that takes Han to there and he's stressed. He flew through this one asteroid, so has to take a test for that one. And it is a critical hit. And also he has landed on this asteroid right here, so has to take another test, but that one's a blank. So the critical is direct hit, that causes 2 damage to Han. So Han shoots first and he's shooting at Luke just on the edge of range 3. They can just about hit each other. And I don't know if that classes as shooting through an obstacle, but I'm going to count it as shooting through an obstacle. So Han shoots at Luke, range 3, he gets 3 hits, 3 shots. He rolls a focus and 2 hits. Luke gets 2 evade dice anyway, 1 for range 3 and 1 for shooting through an obstacle, so he gets 4 evade dice. And he rolls 2 evades and a focus, which with Luke's ability turns into an evade, so no damage is taken. So that means Han's gunner ability kicks in, and that basically means we do it all again. So 3 hits, he's rolled a blank, a hit and a critical. Luke gets 4 evades. He rolls a blank, 2 focuses and a evade. So 1 focus transfers into an evade and that cancels all the shots. No damage is taken. So Luke shoots back at Han at range 3. He gets 3 attack dice. He rolls 2 focuses and a blank. So he's going to expend his target lock to reroll all of them. And this time he gets 2 hits and a critical. Han gets 2 evade dice and he's saying 1 on C3PO, but he gets 0. So Han receives 3 damage, 2 normal and a critical. His critical is console fire. At the start of each combat phase, roll 1 attack dice. On a hit result, suffer 1 damage, but you can use an action to flip this card face down. So Han has received 5 damage at the moment, and he's down to 3 hull points. So it's the end of the round, and this is how we look. This is where everyone is. Han is still resting on the asteroid in that top right, with a stress mark on him. Luke is currently flying in the middle of the board. Luke still has both his shields and all 3 hull, but Han has received 5 damage altogether, so he only has 3 hull points left, and he currently has a console fire going on. So it's on to the next round. So it's the start of another round. Luke goes first, and he is going 1 forwards. That takes Luke to there, and for his action he is just target locking Han. So Han's up next. And Han is doing a soft bank to the 1 left. So that takes Han to there, but he can't do no actions because of going through the asteroid, and he has to take a test. It is a critical hit. So the critical hit is structural damage. Reduce your ability value by 1 to a minimum of 0. You can use an action to roll 1 attack dice on a hit result. You can flip this card face down. Oh dear, that basically means Han cannot roll any evade dice. And he currently has 6 damage, so he only has 2 hull points remaining. So Han is shooting at Luke, but he has to do a test for the console fire first off, so let's roll for that. And it is a critical hit. So the critical hit card says on the hit result, suffer 1 damage. Now it doesn't say nothing about critical, so I'm not sure how to play this, whether I'll put the 1 hit there because I rolled a critical, or whether, you know, you don't. But to me, a critical is a hit. Technically, even though it's a critical hit, it's still classed as a hit. So I think he should get the 1 damage card. And if anyone could please let me know how to play these damage cards, because I've just looked on the internet for about half an hour and can't find anything in terms of critical hits. To me, it's still a hit, so you suffer the damage. And Han is now down to 1 hull point. So Han finally gets to shoot back at Luke, and he has 4 attack dice for range 1. He needs a very good roll here, and he gets 3 hits and a blank. Luke has 2 evade dice, and Luke gets a blank and a focus, so with his focus ability that changes into an evade, so 2 shots have gone through. So Luke, he loses both of his shields. So Luke is shooting back at Han with a target lock, and he gets 4 shots. He gets 2 hits, a focus and a critical. Han is currently on 0 evades, so cannot do anything about it, and everything goes through. So that right there is more than enough to topple Han, and for the first time in this Battle League, Han is removed from play, and Luke and the X-Wing team have successfully took down the giant. So that's the end of the game, and Luke has finally taken down the mighty Kraken of the stars. Yes, Han Solo, who has been looking absolutely amazing and no one has been anywhere near come to taking him down, he has finally been defeated by a small David. It is Luke Skywalker. Goliath is taken down for once, and finally people might know how to defeat him. The amount of asteroids on the field basically killed Han's move mobility, and he relies on actions to help him out with his evades, and of course the criticals didn't help either. But I think Luke had that one in the bag as soon as Biggs died, and Han started taking a lot of damage. He lost his shields quite early, and so yes, it was a very successful day for the X-Wing team, and hopefully the other teams will start to realise now that Han can be defeated. He can be taken down. So I hope to see you in the next game. I hope you've all enjoyed that one. I've very much enjoyed that one. It was only a quick game, but yeah, it was so much fun seeing Han finally taken down. So I'll see you in the next one.